Taking down the hottest team in the league to get back to 500. Broncos now 5-5 on the season, and their chances of making the playoffs have now doubled, which is absolutely incredible. I'm here. I got D-Line. I got the Super Bowl 50 champion Todd Davis. I'm Alexis Perry. And I don't know, are we ready for Club Dub tonight?
Yes, pump it up, dude. Are you not ready for Club Dub?
I just want to point out that right before this, everybody on this set was screaming, "Let's ride." Like, we're back, baby. We are back.
That was a private conversation.
You know what? These are our friends. These are our closest friends. 21-20 Broncos, like I said, take down the hottest team in the league. The Vikings, they were looking for their 6th straight win. Broncos knocked them off. They now take over 2nd place in the AFC West.
What?
They have a 30% chance of making the playoffs.
What?
Guys, this was the same team that started 1-5.
I don't know how we do it. I really can't. When I'm watching the game, I'm just like on the edge of my chair, not knowing what's going to happen because it doesn't feel like we have a chance, but somehow, some way, we find a way and we get the dub. And I think a win is a win. It doesn't matter how you get it. It doesn't matter if it looks pretty, if it looks ugly. It just matters that you win, and we won.
Here, can you pull out wide, please? The full shot, all three of us. I have one thing to do here.
What is he doing? Oh, snap. Really?
We're back, dude. It's Tebow time, dude. Improbable win after improbable win. Are you kidding, dude? It is
do we
a
want
brand.
to compare it to Tebow time?
Can we not?
It's can we not, dude? I know,
listen,
I know.
Listen, let's ride. Tebow time. Everything that's ever worked for us in the past is back. I'm ready. Yeah. The vibes have never been higher. I was so out on this team. The last time I shared a show with the two of you, or actually it was with Orlando Franklin. You and I did
we did a show.
Me and
you.
Did a show. Me and you.
It was great.
I declared loudly that Sean Payton was obviously tanking.
Yeah.
I don't understand what happened. Like, this team, I don't understand what's happened. The defense, I've never seen worse defense in my entire life. They gave up 70 points. Do you remember this?
Yeah.
Gave up 70 points to the Miami Dolphins. And now they're suffocating.
Yeah.
How does that happen?
I still can't explain it.
How does this happen, man?
They've had now 11 turnovers in 3 games. Unreal, unbelievable. Some teams don't have 11 turnovers the entire season.
Yeah.
This defense is balling out of control. Young guys are stepping up and making plays. Guys are being physical around the ball. A lot of hard tackles, a lot of forcing fumbles through hard tackling. Like, this is a completely different defense than we saw the first 6 weeks of the season.
I remember the hot take that Todd Davis had. He was like, hot take, Vance Joseph, he'll be here next year. And everybody's like, nah, are you crazy? And look at what this defense has done. I think we will get to that given the fact that they keep generating turnovers, which is absolutely incredible. We're going to get to them here in a second, but we have to start here with this final drive, which was pure mile-high magic, vintage Russ, if you will. Dude. He connects with Courtland Sutton twice for a total of 28 yards, including the big 15-yard touchdown there to get the win. And I think you have to give a nod to Samaje Perine on this final drive of the game as well, but who almost fumbled the ball. That was so
did fumble. He did fumble.
But it was like out of bounds, and I think he was down anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
God.
But I just want to start out right now. Courtland Sutton is him. Anybody who has ever doubted why this team paid him what they paid him, he was hurt 2 years ago. Last year, his quarterback didn't show up. This year, he's back. His quarterback is finding him. He has 8 touchdowns in the red zone this year, and he's on fire.
Yeah, he's elite. I mean, I think you said it off air. Like, the 50-50 balls aren't really 50-50 anymore. Yeah. He's making the plays that need to be made. And, of course, Ben, my guy, Ben saying he needs more, touches and more passes. I mean, he only had 84 yards, I think, tonight. But the big thing is he continues to get touchdowns. Finding the red zone is the number one key in football, which is obvious, but it's harder to do than it looks. And I think he's a beast down there. I think he's unstoppable.
Yeah, I literally am struggling to find a way to describe what I've seen out of these Denver Broncos over the last 4 weeks. They beat Patrick Mahomes. Mm-hmm. They beat Josh Allen. They beat Josh Dobbs,
who looked like a Hall of Famer tonight.
Who was, honestly looked like the best of the three.
They beat the Pastronaut.
The Pastronaut was beat out of the sky. We all appreciated it. It's like, I don't know, man. It feels like, I don't know. I don't know what to say. Like it feels weird. Like the fact that they couldn't move the ball at all.
It was bad. Yeah.
They had 3 takeaways, which netted them 15 points.
Yep.
5 field goals, and then suddenly, when it matters most, they put together a drive easily, go right down the field. And what did I say right before that drive started? Cordy, Sutty, Tutty. Cordy, Sutty, Tutty.
You guys, this guy was on the ground. Like, he slipped. He was cheering so hard when Sutty got the tutty that I thought we were going to have to call 911 there for a minute.
And I have a DNR.
What is it about you guys? What is it about Russell Wilson on comeback drives?
I don't know. That's the one. Like,
I don't want to wait all game for that, Russ. I want to see him in the first quarter. Why don't I get to see him earlier?
It doesn't. Most of the game doesn't feel good. I can say that.
I know it was a dirty win. It was a dirty win.
Yeah, but I mean, maybe it's just the bright lights and the big stage. You know, at the end of the game when your back's against the wall and you have to make these plays, he finds a way to make them. So I mean, at least they're happening. It may not be happening at any other point in the game, but at the end of the game, when the game needs to be sealed, he's been finding a way these last 3 games.
Yo, the craziest thing is it's like, all right, a couple games ago, they had, 5 takeaways?
Yeah.
They had, 4 takeaways the game prior. It's like that. Okay, that's like an amazing outlier. It's not sustainable. It's like sustainable. They sustain it. They keep doing it. They keep coming up with these massive takeaways.
And they're doing it against great teams.
Right, and it's not just luck. Like, they're making it happen.
Yeah, that's
the
what we
defense
talked
is
about earlier.
making it happen. They are. My brain is so scrambled. Like, this is the vibiest I felt about the Denver Broncos in I can't even remember how long.
When thinking about the takeaways that you've seen from this Denver defense, like, how are they in the perfect position to keep making these plays? Like,
the defense is simple now. They're able to execute at a high level, and they're there making aggressive tackles and also punching at the ball. They've expressed it in practice how important it is to get their hands on the ball, and they're doing it. And what I like most is they're getting it from people who don't turn the ball over or haven't. Josh Dobbs hadn't thrown an interception in his time with the Minnesota Vikings. Yeah. James Cook hadn't had a fumble all year and then had 2 against them the week before. Like, they are finding ways to get the ball from people who don't even turn the ball over. They're doing a great job.
It's incredible. Let's actually talk about the defense there on that final Vikings drive of the game. They're going downfield, giving us all a freaking heart attack. Justin Simmons comes up, huge play on TJ Hawkinson, and he showed up numerous times throughout tonight. Birthday boy, showing out on his big day. I don't know if there's anyone. I mean, actually, I do have a couple extra hat tips to give, but let's just start with the birthday boy, Justin Simmons. He also is him.
Yes.
Did you spur?
Yes.
What a consummate professional. Didn't
This
into the
Greg
microphone.
Brew,
I love that about Todd.
It's really
They're
good right
delicious.
now.
I know. I'm sipping on my Palisade Beach right now. It's delicious.
Unbelievable.
No, he was playing great. I know it's his birthday. He was playing phenomenal. He dropped a pick, so I'm going to have to get on him about that in the first half because it would have been a great birthday celebration. It would have been his 31st pick, wearing 31 on his birthday. Dang, it would have been a great night. But nevertheless, he makes big plays towards the end of the game, and I think those plays against TJ Hawkinson are some of the biggest of the night because they make both of those. They might be in field goal range or at least try for a long field goal to win the game at the end of the game. So those are game-winning plays that Justin was making.
Yeah, the second that the Broncos didn't convert on that 2-point play, that 2-point conversion after scoring, I was like, oh, there's no way. Like, the Vikings are obviously going to just march down the field. They're going to line up, kick a field goal, absolute heartbreaker. But, man, Justin Simmons, first down, 2 first downs in a row. Just absolutely locked up TJ. Then the stage was set for they were in these pressure situations. I mean, it's just, I don't know. It's like, you don't see it. It's not normal for a team to turn up like this. They're I normally talk about the Denver Nuggets. The reason I'm on the show right now is because
he was in my ear all night. I made him come on.
That's right. But I had to endure a lifeless, dead on arrival Denver Nuggets performance where they just had nothing to give. The Broncos felt like through 3 quarters that they were going to deliver the same kind of performance. But like the Denver Nuggets, who generally speaking, when their backs are against the wall, they have like the best clutch defense in the NBA. When things matter, they communicate, they make things happen, they get in the passing lanes, they are more alert. This Denver Broncos defense, the same thing. It's like the cliche to talk about a defense: bend, don't break. This is what they're
But that's
bend,
a
don't
VJ
break.
defense, and it's in a
They
nutshell.
bend, they don't break. It's
Right.
wild.
I agree. I think
Yeah!
that
Sorry,
they're
I didn't
playing
mean
at
to
a high
look at you like I was like.
No, I agree. I mean, I think offense and defensively, when their backs are against the wall, there's something about this team, man. I think even if you go back to the Chiefs game, the first that started this winning streak, their backs are completely against the wall. Second game in the winning streak, their backs are completely against the wall. Nobody believes that they can win it. They go out and play a dominant game and have a dominant performance. So maybe we need to keep them in this space. We got to keep it like kind of ugly, kind of muggy, kind of gritty.
Ugly.
We don't want to make it too pretty because then we might fall apart.
I mean, I've seen on Twitter apology forms circulating for Russell Wilson, for Vance Joseph. Like, Sean Payton, man. Sean Payton deserves an apology form.
I don't think anybody deserves an apology. When you get 70 hung on you, you don't deserve an apology.
And
last year, Russell Wilson, you don't deserve an apology.
I loudly didn't sign either of those. But Sean Payton deserves an apology, does he not? Like, this man's coaching his ass off.
He is. And look at him. He's not getting any sleep.
Like, he's tired as hell.
He is tired. He is coaching, giving everything he has right now.
And that's the best part is these guys are putting in the work, and sometimes good things just take time. And I think that's what we saw early on in the season. We were witnessing growing pains week in and week out. This system, Sean Payton's system, it's not an easy one to learn, but at the end of the day, you got to get on board, and they're getting on board right now at a clutch time in the season. Here down the stretch, the rest, we'll get to this in a little bit, but the rest of their schedule, I mean, I remember early on in the year we were talking about how the strength of schedule on the second half was going to be much harder. And now the way the chips have fallen, it's actually a much easier schedule than anybody thought. And this team has a very, very, very legitimate chance of making the playoffs if they can continue what they're doing. However,
don't say that.
I know, don't want to jinx it. Hold on, where's the wood? However,
that's definitely not wood.
That's not wood at all.
Knock on particle board. Knock on particle board right now.
I will say, and we will. I don't want to bring the winning train down.
Oh boy, here it comes.
But that was a shit game. That was a shit game.
Come on, get out of here.
Broncos offense. They were unable to score touchdowns off of turnovers, and that is not good. And we've seen that now 2 weeks in a row. 3 weeks in a row. Thank you. What is it going to take for this team, especially this offense, I'm talking specifically about the offense, to capitalize on golden opportunities that are handed to them on a golden platter? It's not even silver. This shit's gold.
It is gold for sure. And it's like, it's tough watching it because as a defender, like once I get the ball back for you or the defense does, like I expect you to do something, pretty miraculous with it, or just make it make sense. And I'm just nervous because we're getting a lot of turnovers, and I hope this train doesn't ever stop. But if it does, I don't know that we can put up the points needed to just beat a team outright with the turnover battle being like 0-0.
Yo, I'm saying like this feels wildly unsustainable.
Yes.
Except that we keep sustaining it. I don't know what to say. Like, you're right. Like, the first 3 quarters of Broncos football is excruciating.
Yeah.
Check downs. Terribly obvious run situations.
Yep.
Like, not ever pressing down the field. Russell Wilson, doesn't ever, either the wide receivers aren't open or he's not willing to even chance throwing it down the field.
Yeah.
It's so frustrating. They move it like in the middle. Like, it ends up specifically this game. I mean, they had 5 field goals. They had 5 field goals.
Yeah.
Yep.
One of which started, I think, inside the 10-yard line.
Yeah.
It was just ridiculous. First off, I was about to say I was ready to come on here and rip them, but if they lost, I wasn't going to come on. I mean, I'm vibes only.
You were going to let us
vibes only.
Suffer here by ourselves?
I'm vibes only, but it's just, I don't know, man. It just feels like something big is happening.
Totally. I completely agree with you. I just am trying to figure out what it's going to take for this team to go from just barely winning to winning big.
You're right.
And that's something I know RK preaches all the time is they're definitely going from, okay, they used to, lose big and then lose small, and then now they're They're winning small. And like now I want to see this team win big. And what is it going to take, Todd, for them to take that next step and not make us do this week in and week out?
It's tough because maybe they never do.
Maybe they never do.
And
I don't think they
I
ever
think
do.
that may be okay at the same time because when I think back to when we won the Super Bowl, we didn't blow people out. We won like 7 or 8 games by a margin of 3 points or less. Like we just found a way to win games. So it may just never turn around to where they're just beating people by 21 points, but they're managing to get a 3-point win here, a 5-point win here. It's all winning. So I would love to see them, finally blow somebody out and put together a good, offensive scheme to really push the ball down the field. And Russell Wilson isn't scared. And maybe he does throw a pick, but he has 3 touchdowns to kind of counterbalance it.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe it never happens. But either way, we're winning right now. And we have a formula. It's not pretty. It doesn't make anybody happy except for at the end.
But something that cannot be discounted is the fact that in the biggest moments, like this coaching staff, this quarterback, these running backs, Courtland Sutton, they have the poise and they have the wherewithal to keep coming up with the big plays when other teams are melting in that same situation. Like that is exactly what the Broncos did not have last year. We didn't have just to do a quick compare and contrast versus Hackett and Sean Payton and like why he called them out. Like the Broncos had they were rudderless when the moment was big. There was no opportunity. Like you never thought for a second that they were going to figure it out.
2023
and like now when the chips are down, it's sort of like, okay, these guys have been here before. The moment's not going to be too big for them. They're going to figure it out.
The biggest difference, I think, from this year to last year is the fact that now with 3 minutes and 17 seconds left on the clock, I believe that this team can do it.
We're coming, baby.
That Russell Wilson.
Let's go.
I believe that Russell Wilson will find Courtland Sutton in the red zone.
I believe that we will win.
I believe that we will win. Russell Wilson's stat line tonight, 27 of 35, 77.1 completion percentage for 259 yards. Obviously 1 touchdown, no interceptions, a rating of 106.7. Like, if you were to just look at that stat line, you're really happy with your quarterback play tonight.
Yeah, I mean, he had 1 touchdown, which was the most important play of the game, so it all worked out. And I think that is the difference between this year and last year. I think last year when I watched the games, if we got down 7 points, the game was over. Like, you might as well go find something else to do because there's no way. But it feels like the guys are learning that no matter what the score is, no matter how bad you guys have played for 3 quarters, none of that matters. You have an opportunity here to win the game, and that's so important because there's going to come a time where, they're in the playoffs and they're on the road and they got to find a way to get 3 points. And, it doesn't matter about anything else that's happened this season, that game. You gotta step up to the moment right here and right now. And they're learning that now. So it's definitely going to come in handy for when this ship takes off and goes to the moon.
Goes to the moon.
Let's go.
That. Something that I thought was interesting this week in comparison to weeks past is the Broncos have been running the ball really effectively, 37, 38 times, 40 times. And it was really working for this team. And, to see, I see people in the comments saying here that, the Broncos run game got stifled. Well, yes and no, they got stifled a little bit, but they also didn't lean into the run game as much as they had been in the past few weeks. They only ran the ball 15 times, which, like I mentioned, is far less than half of what they've done the past few weeks. So why do you think that they took that approach this week? And do you think it's something that they're going to look at now heading into this next game against the Browns?
Yeah, I think they know the Vikings had a pretty good run defense. Yeah. And I think they understand that if they're actually going to put together a playoff run and make the playoffs, they're going to need to be a more well-balanced team. Mm-hmm. And if you're going up against a team with a good run defense, the best time is to try and get better in the passes right now. So I understand it. It's a long-term play. It's not just for to win this game, but just to have the team be more balanced overall throughout the season.
Yeah.
I was drinking a beer and reading the comments.
You didn't even hear. No, it's okay. I also like to give a shout out to Russell Wilson.
Let's go, dude.
For really spreading the ball around. I mean, I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different pass catchers here tonight. Hold on, let me make sure I did that right. Girl math. Yep. 8 different pass catchers tonight.
How many
32 targets, like I said, 27.
How many went to Marvin Mims? 1, and it was
3. He was targeted 3 times.
Okay.
He caught 2 for 12 yards.
Let's go, dude.
Averaging 6. I'd like to see him more involved. I think we all would a little bit. But what was the Marvin Mims play? I think there was a penalty on it, right?
Yeah, there was a penalty. It was completely nullified.
Yeah, that one sucked.
Yeah, it was a holding call on his fellow wideout.
Yeah, but he also had a face mask on one play, too.
Yeah,
Remember that
one?
one?
Why we got to bring up old stuff, man?
Dude, I don't like that. I don't like that. But he's young. He's figuring it out. Yeah, I like that because they were playing behind the whole game. Yeah, they were ish. I mean, kind of. I like.
Dude, this win was so improbable in so many ways.
Yeah.
Like we're kind of like at a loss for words. It's hard to really quantify. I felt because of the previous 3 weeks, like I felt like somewhat at ease.
Yeah.
But I also was like, all right, like the ride is over. Like let's ride only takes us so far. But you know what? Let's ride. We're back, baby.
Right. I get that. I get that when you're playing from behind, you have to pass the ball, but it's not like we were getting blown out. They were not getting blown out, and the run game sets up the passing game. And so I just don't understand why you don't lean into it. Just a skosh more. I'm not saying like a ton, just a skosh.
Just a skosh, dude.
Just give me a skosh more running play.
Is it too much to ask for one
Javonte
skosh?
Williams run the ball.
We want one
that
single
so much
skosh.
to ask?
Apparently it is.
Is that so much to ask?
I don't think so. But I feel the same way as you, D-Line. Like, I don't know how I feel in my heart. Like, my heart kind of feels heavy right now.
My heart is a disaster.
Like, I'm trying to balance out, like, what all this, means. I'm trying to take it all in and see, as I look at the rest of the schedule, what can we be as a team? Like, where do we go from here? And I'm just kind of like, whew, I'm happy that we're winning.
It's just vibe time.
That's all
I'm trying to
Dude, this is vibe time right now. We'll look at the schedule tomorrow. We're gonna figure out what the next opponent is. I don't know who it is. I don't literally do not. I don't care. I don't care at all. This is vibe time. Like when the Broncos and when the football gods give you something so improbable, so beautiful, like all you can do is just say thank you. Thank you for these last 4 weeks.
Yeah.
This has been everything I've needed in my life. Like. It's gotten to the point where I didn't realize how imbalanced my life had become. Like, without successful Broncos football, I had become something I didn't even recognize.
What is life?
I would look in the mirror, I would see somebody looking back at me, and now I realize that person was a stranger. And now my heart is so full of not only the whiskey shot I just took, but also...
How was it, though?
It was gross. Whiskey's gross. But also, like, it's just, I don't know, like... It feels good when the Broncos are good, man. Like it's just like the city feels good, and we're coming off of a Nuggets win of the NBA championship, the Avalanche.
I was gonna say not tonight though on that Nuggets.
Why are we bringing up old stuff, man? Why we got to bring up old stuff?
Dude, right when I walked in, I was like, wait, are the Nuggets losing? No, they're not. Not to the Cavs. No, they can't lose to the Cavs.
It was bad, dude.
They'll come back. What was I just gonna say? I want to talk about Hero Bread for a second.
Do you?
Can I talk about Hero Bread?
Please. Russell Wilson ate some Hero Bread before the game. That's all I know.
I know. Superheroes eat Hero Bread.
Yes,
and Russell Wilson, Courtland Sutton, Justin Simmons, Jaquan McMillan, Josey Jewell. These guys must have been snacking on their way in to the stadium today because they were definitely on that. I don't know if you guys know that Hero Bread really is a soft, fluffy, delicious, tasty, scrumptious. What are there any other adjectives you use?
Satisfying. That's really the one word that you need when it comes to bread that is... a lot of times you'd look at bread that's altered in some way to be more healthy as less than.
Yep.
Not so with Hero Bread.
No.
Hero Bread has less, but is more. How is that possible? It's the Denver Broncos of bread.
I was just going to say that. Even though we're not going to talk about that right now because we're high on life right now.
Yeah, and booze.
Yeah, like you guys know, their taste and texture is out of this world. They have high fiber, ultra low net carbs, and or 0 sugar per slice, which is absolutely incredible. So if you're watching that waistline, especially during the holidays, I mean, it's like you might as well, like when you can, where you can, you might as well make a healthy choice. And I always think Hero Bread is that. The good thing about Hero too is like you don't have to just like substitute like your bread but not your buns. Like they have all of it. They have bread, buns, tortillas. They're all available on hero.co and on Amazon. They have fewer calories than the leading nutritional brand, 5 to 10 grams of protein per serving. So, like if you're like Todd and you're hitting the gym every single day, like don't cancel out your workouts. Go ahead, get yourself some Hero Bread.
Why just Todd in that, by the way?
It's not me. Is it you? Are we going?
I mean, I might have been. I might go to the gym. I'm wearing a baggy sweatshirt. Anything could be happening under here.
I just assume because I'm not going, no one else is going other than Todd. Todd goes. Yes. Definitely be sure, go right now. DNVR, you guys are getting 10% off your first order. So go to hero.co, use our code DNVR to save on Hero Bread today. That's hero.co, 10% off. It's a good deal.
It's a great deal. And if you love being on the edge of your seat watching these Broncos and you want to watch them in Vegas, come join us for the Vegas Broncos-Raiders game. It'll happen at the end of this year, early next year. And we're giving away packages for you to come join us.
That could be a huge game.
It's going to be a fantastic game, and it could have a lot of playoff implications. So you're going to want to be there to check it out.
When we first launched this, we were launching it as like an emotional therapy.
Yeah, like a
dude. Now it's like a big deal. This is like an actual football trip.
Yeah.
I'm so in on this.
Now it's an actual football trip. So if you want in on the football trip, you can. We're giving away 5 trips for free every hour this Saturday, the 18th, from 4 to 9, and then also Sunday, the 19th. If you head to the Broncos tailgate, they are giving away another 5 trips for free. And let me tell you what's in the trips. You get 20% off a 2-night stay at the Circa Resort and Casino, as well as 2 tickets to the Winter Swim and concert. 2 passes to Stadium Swim. You get tickets to the DNVR tailgate watch party at Stadium Swim, 1 annual Die Hard membership package, and 1 option to buy a game. I mean, everything you need to enjoy this game is in this package.
Yeah.
There's a link in our description. Go line up, sign up, and get ready to go.
Yo, have you stayed at Circa?
I haven't yet. It'll be my first time. I'll be there.
Circa, like, you know how downtown Vegas used to be like you would go because you'd had enough with like $25 tables on the strip, and it was like you were like willing to like legitimately slum it to go downtown to play for like $5 tables. Dude, Circa is so it's like an oasis in the middle of downtown Vegas. It's so nice. The Stadium Swim is so goddamn impressive. Yeah, come to this.
I don't mean to be the person that talks badly about another, like probably a competitor.
Oh boy.
I was at the Cosmo this summer.
Not for you.
Dude, it is
it's not for you.
Great.
It's not for you.
Like, it's kind of dirt. There was gum on my wall. Like, I'm saying it's Circa because I know there's not going to be gum on the wall. And I know I'm going to go to Stadium Swim and use my new bikini made the damn promo. I decided to say that I got a new bikini in the promo, and that's what made the final cut. And what didn't make the cut, RG, I'm still mad at you, was the part where I said, football all day, new bikini, Stadium Swim. Instead, it was just the new bikini. Oh, look, there's Courtland Sutton looking fresh to death in his houndstooth jacket.
Cordy Sutty, baby.
Post-game. I mean, Courtland Sutton, absolute star. Like I said earlier, worth every penny, especially in moments like this. Like, they're making a playoff push, and Courtland Sutton is who has the next most touchdowns on this team?
Dude, the Courtland Sutton revival is something to behold. Like,
I'm curious.
Courtland Sutton was a name that was thrown around a lot when we were talking about like how we had to disband this team, trade off all the assets. We don't have anything to work with. None of these players are worth anything. Jerry Jeudy is garbage. Courtland Sutton's not anything like he used to be. The Courtland Sutton revival tour is something that I did not expect, but like it's hard to deny. Like, he just keeps coming up with huge play after huge play. This is the Courtland Sutton I think we all thought we were going to get about 3 years ago. He had that injury. He was out for a year. Like you said, then his quarterback was essentially non-existent for a year. And we all forgot about Dre, dude. We all forgot about Courtland Sutton. And he's made himself into such an important part of the Denver Broncos. I don't know. It's awesome. I love seeing this. I love a redemption story, and I love seeing Courtland Sutton being the receiver that we all know he is and should be.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
No, I just think that, we've all felt like Courtland was a great wide receiver and that we just felt like he needed more opportunity. I don't think he's necessarily getting that, but he's like, all right, I understand. I'm only going to get like three opportunities a game. Okay, I'm going to make the most out of those 3 opportunities I get. I'm going to make some spectacular plays. I'm going to find a way to get in the end zone. It doesn't matter if it's on the sideline, back of the end zone. If I got to go up and grab it, I'm going to make these plays happen because I know they're few and far between. So he's making the most of every opportunity. And hats off to Courtland, man. I think he's in a very, very focused position right now. He's determined, and he's really making a lot of plays that matter.
Yeah, coming up in the clutch every single time. Can we just play this game really quick? Who is the Broncos' second leading touchdown scorer this year?
Is it Courtland Sutton?
Courtland Sutton's number 1.
He's number 1. Okay, number 2 is got to be
Javonte.
Yeah, it's got to be Javonte.
It's not.
Really?
It's not Javonte.
Oh, it's
Sleeper.
Yeah, it's Brandon Johnson.
It's Brandon Johnson. Brandon Johnson has 3 touchdowns this year.
What is this team? This team makes no goddamn sense.
No, there was at one point today, I look over at Todd and I'm like, Lil Jordan Humphrey, that's who we're looking to in clutch moments
Lil
here
Jordan?
down the stretch. Yeah, Lil Jordan Humphrey. I was like, the weight of the game is on his shoulders. But that's just kind of where we're at with this team right now. And I think that all these things will be addressed this offseason. But right now, the guys who are on this team are making plays.
They are.
They are coming up when they need to. Are they making as many plays as we'd like to see? As negative Nancy over here, obviously, I'm the first to be like, no, they're not making it, like whatever. But at the end of the day, they're winning games, and they've now won 4 straight. And I don't think Broncos country, like if you were at Empower Field at Mile High tonight, can you please jump in the comment section? I want to know what it was like. Todd Davis wanted to be there so bad. Todd wanted to be nowhere, but he wanted to be with you guys.
By the way, we have 1,600 viewers.
Hi, guys.
400 likes. What are we doing?
That's sad.
We need to get over 1,000 likes. We'll do some circus act. I will shotgun a beer. It doesn't matter. Give us 1,000 likes. You'll do it for Arcade. Do it for us.
I love it.
Yeah, come on, man.
1,000 likes, and D-Line, what are you doing?
I'll shotgun a beer. I'm not creative. I'll just shotgun a beer. Hank did it. I'll do it. I don't care.
Hank didn't do it.
He did not do it.
No,
Hank tried.
Hank
He was a
tried
sipper.
shotgun a beer and it didn't work.
Absolutely
Here's the thing
disgusting.
with Hank, though. Like, I could not have done better, which is worth noting. Like, do you know, it's like not easy. I haven't done it in a minute.
The shotgunning is the den. It's like it's what you do when you are trying to get drunk and you have no money and you're under a time crunch.
Quick as possible.
And that's us tonight. That's me right now.
This win, 21-20 over the Vikings. If you're not high on this team right now, I don't know what you're doing, because like I mentioned, the rest of this schedule this season is, they might win out.
Well, so
we'll get there.
Okay.
But I want to play a little game of stock up, stock down.
Okay.
Because I think some guys out there today, I don't know why we're playing stock up, stock down. It's not like they're about to get drafted. But these guys are still, I don't want to say fighting for their jobs, but fighting for contracts, fighting for the playoffs.
Well, they're fighting for my love. That's got to count for something.
They're fighting for your love. This is D-Line stock up, stock down for who gets his heart. And I want to start with Russell Wilson, because I read off his stat line. We all watched the game, and there were moments where we were just banging our heads like, what the hell is he doing? But he was vintage rush at the end of the game, and he won you that game. So stock up, stock down, Russell Wilson. Todd?
Stock up. He finally had over 200 yards.
Let's go.
We've been begging for it week in and week out. I think he had 256 yards. Am I wrong?
286,
right?
I think.
86,
Yeah.
even better. I mean, they relied more on Russ tonight.
I'm so sorry.
They relied more on Russ tonight, and he came up clutch, man. I think he made some good plays. Even had a really good pass to Jerry Jeudy that should have been maybe another touchdown for him. Didn't end up happening, but nevertheless, I think Russ played good tonight. He didn't turn the ball over, didn't put his team in any compromising position. He found a way to win the game, so definitely Russ. His stock is going up. Continues to go up.
I gotta say, I kind of think it's stock neutral. Like, he's been this guy. This is him.
Okay.
Like,
I like that.
I'm with you early on, where it's like, I want to. Okay, like, this is cool. I love this. This is like, I'm invigorated. I've realized that my heart works. My adrenal system is like in full working order. I kind of want to vomit, but like, I would love for them to just come out and just step on somebody's goddamn neck.
No,
That's
they're not
where
going
I'm
to do
at.
that.
But like Russ has shown, like Russ has, like, I want fourth quarter Russ in the first quarter. Is that too much to ask? I want fourth quarter Russ in the second quarter. I know. Well, I'm echoing that, and I'm saying, like, for that reason, I'm saying stock. It's stock neutral.
Yeah.
Like, I'm in on Russ. Like, I was so out on Russ last year. So out.
Yeah, everybody was.
I'm back in on Russ. I bought in on Russ I feel like it was a good move. RK and I famously, when we signed Russell Wilson, were in Chicago opening CHGO, and we lost our goddamn minds. We went to the alleyway. We shot this video. We were jumping up and down like idiots, hugging each other.
Yeah.
And like ever since then, I felt like such a moron because I was like, why were we so excited about this? And like now I'm like, oh,
now you
right.
remember.
Now I'm remembering.
Yeah.
Now I remember. But like now I want to get to that other place where it's like I want to win in ways where the league starts to fear the Denver Broncos. It's like we're not plucky. We're not like scrappy. It's like we are the Denver goddamn Broncos. I want the Todd Davis Denver Broncos. Is that, like, why is that too much to ask?
It's not too much to ask.
I want that. And I'm like feeling good about the Denver Broncos as like a team that's worth investing emotional capital into, but I like want the Denver Broncos to be a team that I can be a jerk about online. I want to be smug. I want to talk shit to other people. I've not talked shit about the Denver Broncos in 5 years. I've had to put all of that towards the Denver Nuggets, which has been great. It's paid great dividends. But I like, at my heart, I'm a football bully.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I'm an online football bully, and I've had no ammunition.
You're that guy.
Yes, dude. We're all that guy, but we've had no ammunition.
I know. Yeah. I get that.
Russ, we need this ammunition, please.
Yeah.
So was that stock up or stock down?
Neutral. I said that 3 times.
Oh, he's so neutral on this. I'm very much stock up on Russell Wilson. I was never, and maybe it's because I worked for the team last year, I was never fully down on Russ because I really couldn't be. And you could see all the other issues, right? When you see Nate Hackett and the way that the games are being called and things, some of the decisions that are being made, you're like, okay, this can't all be on one person. However, even Russ has admitted, and he said it this week, hey, if I could have 19 out of my 20 seasons be great seasons, then that'll work for me. And I'm 100% with him, and I think he's on track. Now, did I love the first 3 quarters? Hell, did I love the first, do the math really quick, 57 minutes of this game from
great
Russ?
math.
No, I think he was okay, and he dink and dunks his way down the field, and he gets those completions, but they're not big ones. But he came up with the big ones when he needed to. I love some of those passes to Jerry Jeudy. I love the ones to Court. I think he made some really good decisions tonight. There were a couple bad ones as well, but at the end of the day, there's not a single game from any quarterback that you're ever going to see that you're like, wow, that was a perfect game from that quarterback. He was
we saw some from Payton, I'll say that.
Yeah, we've seen some of Payton.
Okay.
There's other quarterbacks around the league that have had like perfect games.
Perfect games.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
CJ Stroud has had some
Where
phenomenal
they don't
games
take
this
like
year.
a dumb sack or they don't make a bad decision. Like, just one where you're like,
I will say that Miami game against us.
That was perfect.
That was
That was a perfect game for
perfect.
Ladies and gentlemen, I stand corrected. Tua Tagovailoa earlier this season, a perfect game against my Denver Broncos. However, I guess maybe looking at from last year to this year, I could not be happier with the way that that Russell Wilson is just helping this team win games and the most clutch portion of the season right here.
It's true.
In
He's
the
getting
middle.
it done.
So
Getting the job
stock
done.
way the hell up on Russell Wilson for me. But what about his offensive line, you guys?
Well, so wait a minute. Are we saying like
For tonight.
I need to understand the parameters here. Are we saying since last week or since the start of the season?
Since last week.
Okay.
Because they were trending upward.
I mean, did he take
whistle?
Did he take a sack today?
Yeah.
He did.
How many?
2 for 10, I think.
They didn't get a lot
2
of.
for 10.
How many rushing yards they have?
They had 46 rushing yards total.
15
That's not great. 46 rushing
that's
yards is not great.
3.1 per carry.
Russ, he wasn't like under duress a lot. I mean, like they were fine. Kind of the entire story for all of the Broncos is like they were sort of meh until it mattered, and then they were excellent. And so the offensive line, in the same way, it's like they gave Russell Wilson the requisite time. They gave the offense, the quarterback enough time to make the right decision to get the team down the field and to ultimately deliver the knockout blow. I mean, I wasn't like overly inspired, but I'll go stock neutral. Stock neutral, the same thing. Like this to me feels exactly like last week. Like this is the same performance 2 weeks in a row.
Ooh, I don't know about that. Do
You don't think
it's
so?
the same performance 2 weeks in a row? I think the offensive line took a little bit of a step back this week.
They maybe ran the ball a little bit better last week, but I think it is pretty similar. I mean, Russ really wasn't in a lot of pressure last week, and they ran the ball a little bit better. But overall, I think the O-line kind of performed the same. And even when he did take a sack, there was times where I personally felt like Russ could have thrown the ball away. He was kind of sitting there waiting for it. I know it's nitpicky, but I don't think that's the O-line's fault. So I think they're kind of holding steady. They've been performing really well. I think they're kind of, I guess you would say stock neutral.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Really well, yeah.
Okay.
Like, to me, it's hard to look at last week and this week and be like, there was a huge improvement. It's like, they're still living in this insane world where they just figure it out when it matters, but they're kind of like flatlined for the entire game until the end. It's kind of what they did. I mean, I don't know. Like, it's hard for me to look at this team and be like, oh my God, they figured something out. It's sort of like this team has an adult in the room and they have emotional fortitude and their spine stiffens when it has to. And to me, that is honestly like one of the most difficult things for a team to achieve. It like takes time. It takes.
You gotta learn it.
You do. It's like if you get there too early, and you're not emotionally ready for it, like that's when teams fold. This team is emotionally ready. And I think that comes from the top. I think that comes from their leadership, which says a lot. But I mean, as far as their performance, like, come on, man, like, let's get it going a little bit. Let's actually ride.
Yeah, I think I just want to go back.
You're just cruising right now.
Just cruising.
That win over the Chiefs, because we said it on the pod, just how a win like that couldn't be overstated. Like, there was no way that you could actually really put into perspective the impact that win could have on the team. That we were just going to have to see it, right? And I think we've now seen it throughout the past couple of weeks, because in moments where I feel like when things would get a little sketchy late in games where it's like, ooh, I don't know if they're going to win this game. Instead of, like, I remember seeing the body language on the sideline.
Yeah.
You could see some of the guys just be like, man, not again. Like, thought we had this one, not this time, though. Like, now, when the camera goes to the sideline late in games and they're down, the entire sideline is like, we got this.
I love it.
And I think that comes from beating good teams and from beating teams like, I mean, nobody's going to hang 17 straight on us. No one.
We're the Denver goddamn Broncos.
We're the Denver Broncos. You can't win 17 straight. Like, I think the confidence that this team has right now, that is winning them games late.
Yeah, I think
it has to be.
Confidence is key. Confidence is key with how they play on the field. And we all know confidence is key with anything, even whether it's your job, your podcast. Like, if you're not going in there confident, knowing that you can execute, you're not going to be able to do your job. And I think that's what these guys now have, is the confidence to go out there and put together a winning culture. It doesn't matter how the game looks, but we're going to find a way to win.
Yeah.
Winning is something that they're learning over time, and I think they really have learned it now. You look at all these games, they've been close games, they've been tight games, they've been against good opponents. I think we can officially say the Broncos have learned to win. So there's no more fear of, like, losing a close game. There's no more fear of, going to the locker room down 14 and not being able to, bounce back and claw and scratch away to get back to a winning score. Like, nah, all that's over. We're confident. We're ready to go. We're a different team now.
I think that's what I can confidently say, what we all love about you, Todd Davis. You come into this podcast confident. You exude it into the microphone, and then we all feel it. And then we have a great show. This has been a great show.
I appreciate it.
Every time. Well, it's all
well, you're
you,
driving
D-line.
it. I know.
It's all you, D-line.
That's true.
I'm so glad you were here. Literally, I heard D-line's commentary throughout the entire game. He was sitting right, like, couldn't see his face the entire game, but he was sitting right behind me.
Yeah.
And I was like, he has some really good takes. I really hope he can join the show. And then it wasn't until the Suddy Tutty where he was in.
Yeah. No,
or was it not until clocks hit 0?
No, I declared loudly for everybody here that I was only joining the show. I'm a pure vibesman, so I was only joining the show if vibes were there to be
right.
harvested and multiplied upon.
Harvesting
Let's do it.
vibes?
Yeah, dude, I'm harvesting vibes. I'm the vibe harvester.
What was
I'm the CVO. I'm the the co-vibes officer of this company.
What was that farmer game back in the day? Remember that one?
Oh, Farmville.
Farmville. You're like...
Yeah, I'm harvesting vibes.
Yeah,
the
you're
vibes,
the
vibes
mayor
are mature, and it's
Farmville.
time to harvest.
You're harvesting the dub. I love it. Okay, last one on the offensive side of the ball, because I feel like we could probably split this one, and it's Jerry Jeudy. Like I said, came up with some really clutch catches to put this team in position. to score a touchdown earlier in the game, and however, he drops that one in the end zone. I'm heartbroken for him on that one because I am a Jerry Jeudy fan.
Yeah, I am too. He needs to make that play. I think he knows he does. He had two opportunities to catch it.
To be fair to him,
it's
like the guy's arm was in there.
Yeah, it's tough. He knows. My favorite play though is the pump fake. Like, I don't know where that came from.
That was the wildest thing of all time. The craziest thing is the guy bit.
Fell for it. Martellus totally fell for it.
He was like,
great play by Jerry Jeudy, and then I think he got a first down off of that. So I don't know if he can throw the ball, but I think his teams are scared of it at least.
That was an incredible moment. The pump fake. The amount of laughter that was heard upstairs here at the DNVR.
It was joyous.
It was a joyous moment because we're like, did he just? Yeah, okay.
It was nonsensical, but it somehow worked.
And it worked. For you, is stock up or down on Jerry Jeudy this week?
It's up. It's way up, dude. Broncos country was out on Jerry Jeudy. I feel like unilaterally, like remember when he swore at, who was it? It was Steve Smith on the sideline.
Yeah.
Like he's
Not
had
the
like
guy
a
to
very
swear at,
contentious relationship with Broncos the past. Not Todd. Who could go against
Love
Todd?
Jerry
But
Jeudy,
like,
that's my guy.
but it was looking like pretty dicey, and it looked like maybe his time here was done.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Like there's something. I mean, life has been breathed anew into all of the Broncos, but I feel like, specifically Jerry Jeudy, like I feel like a new confidence in him, and I feel like this is the guy that we all thought we were going to get. I mean, he's not like breaking big plays. He's not like the home run hitter like he was at Alabama. He's not like the guy, he's not like on TikTok putting crazy routes up and getting big separation, but he's just like another guy like Courtland Sutton that is like getting the job done when the job needs to get done. Like, that pump fake was the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. And it was so needed at that moment, and it worked. And it's just like it lightened the mood, and it kind of just like got everybody into a place where it's like, all right, like settle down. We got this. And so like I'm rooting for Jerry Jeudy. He's been sort of like a very confusing figure in Broncos country for a while now. But like I would love for it to be the Jerry Jeudy we all thought we were going to get. And so for that reason, like I feel like we're inching towards that.
Yeah, I feel like the micro discussion on Jerry Jeudy is Jerry Jeudy, and the macro discussion is really like a hat tip to George Payton.
Here's to you, George.
Sean Payton and any other Payton.
All the Paytons. Peyton Manning.
For
Payton.
not flinching at the trade deadline. I mean, like Jerry Judy's a classic example of a guy who we were all like, if he goes, he goes. Okay, like maybe this is his time. Maybe he could really benefit from a fresh start. And since he's been here, he's come up with big plays. I shouted him out last week for his big catch on 3rd and 10 and then drawing that DPI to really win the game against the Bills. This week, he had a chance to really kind of win this game. Unfortunately, wasn't able to do it, but he still came up with some really big plays. He had 5 catches for 58 yards, averaging nearly 12 yards per catch. Like, that's what you want to see from Jerry Jeudy. And it's just, my stock is up on him, even though the drop touchdown pass, like, it feels dirty to me because I'm just like, even if that guy's, I don't care. I don't care.
Buy the dip.
I don't care if his arm is on him. Like, you got to be hungry enough to make that play. Like, you have to have the heart to make that play. And I'm not questioning his heart. I know he loves the game, and I know he wants to be out there. But, like, you have to figure out a way to make that play for your team in that situation. But no official knock on Jerry. I think, obviously, next time I think he comes up with that play. But I know you feel the same way.
Yeah, I love Jerry Jeudy. I think I've always been a person in his corner. Yeah. No matter what, Jerry Jeudy can play football. I don't care what you feel about him as a person or what's going on in the media. Like, Jerry Jeudy is a good football player.
Yeah.
And if you watch the tape, he's not just open on the times that he catches the ball. He's open a lot of other times throughout the tape. That's why he wasn't traded. They didn't trade away Jerry Jeudy because they knew he creates separation. He's able to make big plays. We just have to find a way to allow Russ to get him the ball, and I think they'll be able to be a match made in heaven. So everything is trending towards, George Payton was right with the guys that he has in his room. I think we have the most expensive wide receiver room in the NFL, and I think we have a lot of talent once it's utilized. We're utilizing it more, and I think it's only going to grow in the weeks to come. So I'm happy with where Jerry Jeudy is. I can't say stock up because my stock's always been high on Jerry Jeudy. He's always been my guy.
To the moon.
Look at you.
To the moon. I hope Jerry sees this.
Did you see finger guns?
We got to clip that.
Josey.
Let's clip that and send that
Josey
to Jerry.
Jewell finger guns. I love it. Also, to my guy Gabe, no, you did not miss out on the Jaquan McMillan take. We're getting there because that guy deserves a segment on his own. Guy's absolutely bomb. But really quick, my friend D-Line is going to tell us about our friends over at AG1.
Yeah, you know how I started my day today?
How?
Tell
Tell
me.
us,
Well, first
please.
off, can I tell you about my last week? I was in Serbia not 2 days ago.
No, you weren't.
Yes, I was.
What?
I was in Vrnjačka Banja, Serbia.
Did you visit
not 2 days
Jokic's
ago.
parents?
No, they're in Sombor, which is some distance away from Vrnjačka Banja. But I, while traveling, I don't know if you know this, especially internationally, does a number on one's gut.
Yep.
AG1, I have found to be my hero, my savior when it comes to gut health. I woke up today, I poured myself 8 ounces of cold water. I gave one packet full of AG1, mixed it up, and mixed us up. Easier than you would think. This is the one thing about AG1 that I'm most impressed by is that the powder is so fine. I don't know how they do this. Like it mixes. You remember when you were a kid and you would pour, you would get a
with,
pitcher
Kool-Aid.
of Kool-Aid and you would stir for
Gross.
for like 30 minutes and it would never quite dissolve into the water.
Totally.
Well, that's
AG1
because we had like 7 cups of sugar in
well,
there.
that's a great point. That's a fine point, Todd Davis. But for this, but all the same, like if it was as fine as AG1, it would have taken 3 or 4 stirs. AG1 mixes into water immediately. It is an unbelievably healthy way to start the day. You get a ton of vitamins, nutrients. It is great for gut health, as I mentioned. It has a wonderful taste. It's like a great way to start your day. You just feel healthy. You feel like you've mainlined vegetables.
Yeah.
And it's great. I literally love AG1. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, when I started to take it, like, I noticed my nails got unreasonably shiny. I have unreasonably shiny nails. They've been complimented by not one, not two, but a great many people. Truly, like, it's just like the building blocks for your body. You start to notice it a few weeks after you start to take it. It's amazing
feel like
stuff.
If you start with AG1, then you could like end your night with
with
whiskey,
with
Breck
BER.
Brew.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So if a comprehensive solution is what you need from your supplement routine, then AG1. Then try AG1 and get a free 1-year supply of vitamin D and 5 free AG1 travel packs with your first purchase. Go to drinkag1.com/Broncos. That's drinkag1.com/Broncos. Check it out. Honestly, love the stuff.
And if you're in for a good meal after you had your AG1, check out our friends over at Primo Hoagies. Because football season is here, and big games means big parties. Remember, it isn't just football, it's an experience. So don't just settle for any average catering tray. Make it Primo. No matter what you have planned, there's no bigger crowd pleaser than Primo Hoagies. And I think we have Primo Hoagies on the show. We know JP is a big fan of Primo Hoagies. He loves the broccoli rabe, which I still have yet to try, but I've heard is phenomenal.
It's incredible. Best sandwich I've ever had.
What did you have?
The
broccoli rabe?
Broccoli rabe.
Yeah, I did have it. It was
just a bun full of broccoli rabe.
Well, no, it had other stuff in it.
What's in it?
I don't know. I just said, give me whatever James got, and I ate it, and my mouth was watering for the next week.
Really? Was it a pork sandwich?
No, it was the broccoli rabe.
Yeah, there was broccoli rabe in there, and that's all I know, but it was delicious.
All right.
Well, if you want a broccoli rabe, you can order it at Primo Hoagies. Go check them out online at primohoagies.com. It's not just a hoagie, it's a Primo.
And I will tell you, they have a really great location. It's right off of Leedsdale. If you guys are kind of in that Glendale area ever, you know, you can hit Target, run some errands, hit Primo Hoagies right there. Hit Kind Love.
Get yourself
a Primo.
Get yourself some immaculate vibes. You want to talk about immaculate vibes?
I'm just saying. You want to know what is going to bring immaculate vibes to this set right now?
Yes.
One Zac Stevens.
Oh, my God, dude.
One Zac Stevens
Can the vibes
is
get any more
joining
immaculate?
us
Let's
because
go.
the vibes are high, and he cannot. I wonder where he's going to be standing. Okay, I love it. He's on the field under the lights. What are the chances that they turn the lights off on you while you're on the field, Zac?
Look at it.
They're doing some yard work here, cleaning up this $250,000 field. So I think we got some time with the lights, and the Broncos were dominant under the lights. Actually, Broncos were just clutch under the lights tonight. They weren't dominant, and that might be the most encouraging thing for a second straight week about this team is the Broncos didn't dominate from the beginning to the end of the game, and they still found a way to win another week where they just find a way to win. In fact, the Broncos didn't have a lead, their first lead, until 63 seconds left in the game, but it doesn't matter. As long as you have the lead for the final second of the game, that's all that matters. And that's what the Broncos did, had the lead for the final 63 seconds of the game. And talk about a game where really the only thing that the Broncos won was the turnovers and clutch, and that's all they needed to win this game. And this is just a team where everything in the past has had to go right for them to win a game. And now we've seen for a couple of weeks in a row, their margin for error is big, and that just means that they're a good enough team to have that. And so it's really encouraging to come away with the win, and that's kind of the feeling from Sean Payton. He realizes how much this team has to improve, but you just beat the hottest team in the NFL while allowing them to run the ball on you, while not scoring in the red zone until the final 63 seconds of the game, while going 2 for 8 on third down, not converting your first third down until the final play of the third quarter. This team is on a roll, and they are the hottest team in the NFL right now. 4 straight, back to 500, second in the AFC West, the only AFC West team to win today, and they remain just 1 game out of the playoffs, and the playoffs is what the Broncos should have their eyes on. There's no doubt about that. There's no laughing about that. That's a serious thing right now.
Yeah, I'm going to be pissed if they don't make the playoffs, as Sean Payton would say. One I want to talk about, Zach, just because we haven't somehow gotten to him in this show yet, is Jaquan McMillan. He's a guy, he comes up, he makes the big play. First play of the game last week against the Bills. I think it's third play of the game tonight. He comes up with the fumble recovery. I mean, is this guy, like, Jaquan, are you serious?
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about Chris Harris Jr. for a decade, being this incredible undrafted guy who turned into a Pro Bowler here as a slot corner and then an outside corner. I mean, he's on pace to be that next guy, and that's so encouraging. You got to find these undrafted guys, Chris Harris's of the world, Todd Davis's of the world, in order to have a good team, and Jaquan is coming up so big. The past 3 games, he's been involved in 4 turnovers. That is wild. And these turnovers are the difference in the game. Sean said it after the game, and I completely agree. If we don't win the turnover battle 3-0 tonight, we don't win this game. And again, that just shows you don't have to play a perfect game if you're going to win the turnover battle 3-0. In the past 3 games, the Broncos have 12 takeaways. And Sean Payton was asked after the game, okay, is this really sustainable? And he cut the reporter off right away before the question was even over and said, absolutely, it's sustainable. 4 turnovers a game, that'll do. And that's what the Broncos are on pace for. It is just wild. I mean, the pass rush, it seemed like Josh Dobbs, for the most part, had a ton of time in the pocket. The run defense was poor. The offense was not clutch, not getting it done on third down, not getting it done in the red zone. In fact, I believe our friend Andrew Mason had this stat that Will Lutz has kicked more field goals in the past 3 games than has ever been done in NFL history in a 3-game span. That's not really good when your kicker's kicking that many field goals. But you know what? The Broncos are winning because they're coming up with those clutch plays when it matters. And how about Courtland Sutton? Speaking of clutch, on that final drive, that incredible one-handed catch while he's being held with the pass interference, and then the touchdown. I believe it was Justin Simmons after the game said he's the best 50-50 guy in the NFL. And in fact, he's not 50-50. He's 70-30. This is what the Broncos paid Courtland Sutton to be. This is what they drafted him in the second round to be, is this 50-50 guy. Just throw the ball up to him, and he's going to make a play. And man, has he been making plays. 5 straight games with a touchdown. He has 8 red zone touchdowns for the Broncos. That's the most in the NFL. He is clutch. The Broncos still don't have a 100-yard rusher, 100-yard receiver, but Courtland Sutton, it should be in that Pro Bowl conversation with how good he is in the red zone with those touchdowns, with those one-handed catches, with those, Sports Center top 10 plays that he made for a second straight time in 6 days.
Yeah, this is a great game and one that I wish I could have been at, but, I had some other duties. I had to be here. I had to do my job. But just talk to us about the vibes. We've been talking about vibes all throughout this show. Talk to us about the vibes and the energy that were in the stadium those last 63 seconds.
Give us some real journalism.
We need some energy that was happening in that stadium.
Well, you guys saw, I mean, the stands were lit up. The Broncos ownership spending out some money in order to get those bracelets for everyone. The vibes were awesome, specifically when the Broncos needed the stadium was shaking. And the defenders said at the end of the game that really did play a big role. Pat said at the end of the game, we didn't want them to get past the 50, and we held them to that. The fans were incredible. And the vibes in the locker room, I mean, this is a team that's absolutely rolling, and you can feel it. That confidence is something that you can't make up. You have to get that confidence from winning, and boy, do the Broncos have this confidence. And Todd, you were on the Super Bowl 50 team. There were a lot of guys in 2016, 2017, 2018 that were on that Super Bowl team that knew what winning felt like. But that's not the case with this team. No one on this Broncos team has been to a playoff game with the Broncos, which is wild. So what's the next best closest thing? Well, you be the hottest team in the NFL. You win 4 straight games. You get back to 500 after the dismal start. As Sean Payton said after the game, the loss against the Dolphins feels like forever ago, thankfully. And it really does. This is an entirely new team, a lot of different personnel, and just also a completely different vibe with the team. And one of the things that's most encouraging, like I've said, but Sean Payton really preached on at the end after the game, was we have so much to improve on. This is not a finished product, and it certainly isn't. There's so much the Broncos can improve on, but you'd rather improve after a win, 4th straight win, than after a loss.
Yeah, Zach, it took us a while to get to Jaquan. I also want to take a moment here to shout out a couple other guys on the defensive side of the ball. Justin Simmons, his birthday, he has a big game. Josey Jewell absolutely played lights out here tonight. Tell us a little bit about what Sean Payton said about those guys here in the post-game presser and just what you saw from their performance there with a nice bird's eye view tonight.
Yeah, I mean, the defense just absolutely clutch for many games in a row now, and it's those takeaways that are the difference. Like I said, 12 takeaways in the past 3 games. Sean wants to even go one more game on their 4-game win streak. Broncos have 13 takeaways in those games. It's just absolutely insane. And it's just new guys coming up with big-time plays left and right. You mentioned it. I think it was Baron Browning who actually forced the fumble right after Kareem's hit, or right before Kareem's hit on just the 3rd play. Kareem's making a difference. Baron Browning's making a difference, and those turnovers are just huge. Broncos, though, one stat that needs to change. In those 12 takeaways, the Broncos have in the past 6, here we go. In the past 6 takeaways the Broncos have, they have 12 points. That needs to change. It needs to change big time, but it might not need to change next week because you're playing a Browns team that has an incredible defense. This is not an easy game by any means. They held the Steelers to 10 points. They won 13-10. The Browns are 7-3. But with this Browns team, it's not like you're going to have to score 30 points in order to beat a 3rd-string quarterback. So it's another great test coming up for the Broncos. It's at home, and the Broncos are absolutely rolling right now.
I just have one thing to say. You look great. Look at you. You're on the field right there. You're under the lights. This is exactly where you're supposed to be. Zac Stevens, excited. You're bringing the vibes. I love your check-in, Zach.
The check-ins from Zach.
Thanks. You know, I love being with you guys. And maybe this isn't the best thing to say, but the last time the Broncos were above 500 this late in the season, they were 7-6, hosting the Cincinnati Bengals in 2019. Drew Lock was the quarterback, and they didn't win a single game the rest of the season. So maybe that'll be different this year. No, but they played the Bengals that next game. You know what happened to the Bengals that season? They went to the Super Bowl. So those two teams went drastically different directions. Maybe next week when the Broncos beat the Browns, they'll be going that Super Bowl direction while the Browns will be, not winning another game the rest of the season. How about that spin?
Let's go.
I like that. It took you a minute to get there, but I like it. I like it, Zach. Final thing before we let you go, any final takeaways there from Sean Payton or anybody else who took to the podium tonight?
Yeah, Russell Wilson, I mean, just as ecstatic as you can believe. He said that Courtland Sutton is one of the best in the NFL. He's playing at a Pro Bowl level and all-pro level, and you can tell the trust between Russell Wilson and Courtland Sutton is like something that is like nothing that's on this team. Courtland Sutton is clearly Russell Wilson's favorite target, and he went to him 2 big times in that. And one more guy we got to shout out, Samaje Perine, I mean, he's just Mr. Fourth Quarter. He really doesn't do much until the fourth quarter, and then these past 2 games, he's just the guy who Russell Wilson, along with Courtland Sutton, just counts on. At the end of games, teams are going to have to adjust to that, and if not, Samaje Perine's going to be in there on a game-winning drive, and he's just going to continue to leak out, catch balls, and thankfully that pass or that fumble that he had went out of bounds. But, I mean, Courtland Sutton, Samaje Perine, Russell Wilson, I don't know if I've mentioned this yet, has the most fourth quarter comebacks in the NFL this year, the most game-winning drives. This is Russell Wilson that the Broncos got in Seattle. We know Russell Wilson never got an MVP vote when he was with the Seahawks, and he was a future Hall of Famer. Why? Because he really doesn't put up 300-yard games consistently. He's not putting up 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. It's this type of performance is what he did to be a Hall of Famer when he was with the Seahawks. Why the Broncos traded for him. It's managing the games and then converting when it matters most. So the Broncos ran for 16 yards in the first half, completely lost their identity in the first half. Couldn't stop the Vikings rushing attack that first quarter. They had over 75 yards in the first quarter on the ground. And at the end of the game, the Broncos come with that 1-point win. So much to improve on. But to me, that's even more encouraging because they didn't play a good game and they still come out with the dub.
Guess what? Marvin Mims targeted 3 times.
Can you believe it? Couple of catches. Who would have thought? Oh,
2
my
catches
goodness.
from your guy. You think his dad's
Incredible.
tuning in?
Maybe he'll actually not have a holding call called by a receiver, and he'll actually get to 20 yards someday. But hey, as long as it happens in a win, I think Marvin's okay with it.
Zac, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. Go home, get some rest. Can't wait to see you here tomorrow. What time are you guys live tomorrow?
11 a.m. So we're going to be doing a show 12 hours after Todd wraps up. You better rest that voice, Todd.
I know. I got to drink some tea, some warm tea.
Drink some tea, rewatch the game. It's going to be a good one. Zac, thanks so much. We really appreciate it. We'll see you later. Get home.
Thanks for having me on. See ya.
Bye, guys. I love when he says, this is my favorite thing. He goes, thanks for having me on. Like, as if it's not really
I think he was talking to me. I didn't get a chance to answer. You're welcome, Zac. You're welcome.
It's like kind of like not his show that we are just kind of filling it.
Fine, Zac.
Welcome,
we'll have you on. Fine.
Yeah.
Fine.
He kept begging to be on.
Hey, D-Line, thanks for having me.
Yeah. We'll have you, Zac.
We'll
just
have
ask.
You,
It's fine.
That's an inside joke. I think we'd like to get to maybe some comments. Yeah.
Whoa. Well, before we get into that, let's talk about Black Friday.
Oh yes.
Let's talk about Black Friday. Black Friday, big deal for the DNVR locker. If you don't know who I am the creative director of the ALLCITY Network. I make all of the merchandise. These are all of my works. They are all available at a deeply discounted price. It's somewhat insulting to me, but I would like you to have them. Some shirts are up to 90% off, which again is a very deep insult to me personally. D-Line, all of my work goes out the window and you are the beneficiary. We've got 20% off all team gear. We make a big deal about this. We don't put our stuff on sale very often because
it's dope. It's
dope, and it's worth the full price. I make it's a big deal to me that everything we make is super high quality. Yep. I've spent years finding the right shirts, sourcing the right shirts, finding the right printers, learning the right techniques. And now it's all for like $1 or whatever. It's disgusting to me. But you guys should take advantage. This week, Black Friday, big deal in the DNVR locker.
It's the holidays, D-Line. Like, you should be it's the holidays.
You're right. But all the same, it disgusts me. It disgusts me the way you're all going to take advantage of my hard work. But it also makes me feel good, and it lightens my mood to see our merchandise out into the world. I want as many people to have it. I want as many people. There's nothing cooler than when you're wearing a DNVR shirt to see another person wearing a DNVR shirt. It's like a secret nod. You're all part of the club. Exactly. Like
secret society.
Yes. Yeah. So that's coming up. So stay tuned for that. And and I have a lot of other stuff coming out this week. So pay attention.
I want this PS2 shirt.
PS2 shirt will be discounted this week.
Really?
I mean,
I hate to hear that for you. This thing is sweet.
Shouts to Christian Saez, who took the photo.
Ridiculously soft. Like ridiculously
soft. It
is.
Like this is this is a CVC blend shirt. Like I said, I've been in the t-shirt game for a very long time. It took me a long time to find just the right shirts.
And that's it.
These are the shirts, man.
Laura Reif, when you get your PS2 shirt on Tuesday, please take a picture, tag us in it. We'd love to see it on you. Cannot wait.
Also,
Yes.
real quick, emotional support Viking. I think shipping is free if you're in the United States. So
Shipping is free if you live in Colorado. Shipping is free if you spend over $50. We're not like I tell Mitch, our merchandise manager, all the time. We're not a shirt company. We are a vibes company. We're looking to send vibes out into the world, and we want you to have them. We want you to wear them. We want you to feel proud about living in Denver or living in Denver adjacent and feeling the Denver love and representing DNVR.
And what looks great with your DNVR shirt, whichever one you decide to get 90% off on this week.
They're not all 90% off. I'll say
not
that.
all, but some. A pair of Shady Rays looks fantastic with anything that you're going to buy from our merch store. That is for sure. Shady Rays, they offer the most insane protection in all of eyewear. Every pair of sunglasses is backed by a lost and broken replacements policy,
Yes.
I guess you can say.
Yes.
If you lose or break your pair, even on day one, they told us that they will send you a brand new pair, no questions asked, so you can wear your Shady Rays with confidence because they have your back long after you purchase from them, which is, I mean, I don't know if there's any other anything that has this kind of protection plan.
Dude.
Day one, really?
And like you essentially
crazy.
buy one, you get one for free. Like
Yeah.
you buy two, you get it half off.
Exactly.
That's buy one, get one.
And right now, if you use code DNVR, you get 50% off. So that is fantastic. So just also, in case you didn't know, if you don't love your Shady Rays, you can exchange for a new pair. You can return them for free within 30 days. There's no risk when you shop. I don't know another, like I said, like way of purchasing anything that is as safe as Shady Rays makes it. Their team absolutely has your back. Biggest sale of the year. Guess what? Black Friday.
Coming up, baby.
Don't miss out on the best deals. 4 shades, snow goggles. You're going to need those soon.
Hell yeah.
If you haven't already gotten up to Copper Mountain and some of those other places that are already open. Prescription sunglasses as well. So you guys can go to shadyrays.com. Try for yourself. The shades are rated 5 stars by over 250,000 people. That is crazy. And also, if you guys are in the mood to sue, smash the 222-2222. We're making up new stuff around here, Z-Line. When you get hurt, Backus and Schenker are good friends. They are here to help. Backus and Schenker, they win for Colorado families, and they've been doing it a ton for over the past 25 years.
Who was the Backus and Schenker of the Broncos? Russell Wilson and Courtland Sutton, right?
Yeah.
The winning combo that couldn't be denied.
Or like I like a defensive side of this as well. I like tonight a Josey Jewell and Jaquan McMillan combo.
Mm-hmm.
Like I want to give a shout. DJ Jones had his hand on that Josey Jewell fumble recovery.
Yeah.
Just like you could barely see it, but man, he was in there. So, anyways, yeah, I think I like this. I like this problem. There's a number of guys who could be your Backus and Schenker team on the Denver Broncos, and like I said, all they do is win. It's free until they win money for your case. There's no upfront fee to speak with them about your case. No fee while they work on your case. Just only if they win the case. That's when you have to pay them. Baby. That's just win, baby. Did you just quote?
Nope, just like keep going.
Excuse me.
Just move right past
that. Al Davis on this show.
Move right past that one.
I repeated it, and then I realized who you just quoted, and I just realized it was Al Davis, and I think you should get off the set right now. No Davises are ever quoted on this set.
I don't feel good about what just happened.
Did you? Yeah. Okay.
It's not like you don't have a Davis on set right now.
I'm sorry, but no Al or Mark or anyone that's ever worn black and silver will ever be quoted on this show. Do you take it back?
Yes.
Okay,
I took it back the second I said it.
Did I just shame you to the point the whole point of this is the Backus and Schenker helps with all kinds of injury cases when you were not at fault. Car accidents, motorcycle, rideshare, pedestrian, trucks. They can even help if you're injured at work. Call them at 222-2222. Find out if you have a case. For free, Backus and Schenker wins like the Broncos did tonight, 21-20. Now we can get to our super chats. Yeah. You're her? I like that, Todd. Okay, Alex Cook, super chat. $4.99. Thank you, my friend. Russ audibled Freddy Krueger twice, which were both passes to P. Ryan. Javonte wears Michael Myers on his thigh pad. Coincidence?
Yes, absolute coincidence.
I don't like coinkadink, or is that a coincidence?
It's a coinkadink in that they're both horror. That feels very coincidental to me, but all the same, a delightful observation by you.
Incredible observation. Oh my gosh. Okay, Yash Thacker. Let's effing go. We went. I wish RK was on this show because he would yell.
Let's fucking go!
Thank
Do we need RK?
Oh, D-line.
We actually do need
Thank
RK.
you. RK would have been so lit. I know. You're stuck with us, but like, RK's drunk at the game. Like, leave him alone. Next up, we got the super chat from 5AFB. The only bummer was number 31 not getting a happy birthday interception. Number 31. We agree.
Yeah, that would have been perfect.
HBD dub.
Yeah, he needed that.
HBD dub. He would take that 100 out of 100 times because he's such a team first guy. What I loved is that the Sunday Night Football crew had that graphic of his birthday like potted up. Like, they were ready. So like near interception, straight to happy birthday graphic. They knew what they were doing.
I wish just one time someone would put together a graphic package for my birthday.
Maybe we'll do that. When's your birthday, D-Line?
Don't worry about it. It's not gonna happen.
We're done. We're done worrying about it. Todd, I went with the Court anytime touchdown. Got me $300 in the bank, baby. He is him. Caden said that.
Now you got $300. D-Line, how many shirts can you get with $300 on?
I'll do some quick math. 5,000 shirts, dude.
There
All of
it
the
is.
shirts. You can buy out the entire DNVR locker for that kind of cash.
I love it. Okay,
Birthday gifts for everybody. Christmas is covered. Birthday is covered. Nothing.
Yeah, you might as well just like stack them up in the closet. And when it's like, oh man, I gotta go to this like friend's birthday thing.
You know what's crazy?
DNVR, baby.
You know what's wild is that like I started off. The whole reason that anybody knows me is because I started off making T-shirts and like it, blah 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 blah. And now, like everyone I know, like they wear shirts that I make. I am always wearing shirts that I make, like I'm Amish or something.
That's so cool.
Dude, yeah,
Is it?
you're like,
But then
you're
other-
like Kanye.
He goes,
But then everyone is always like, I've got like so many. I don't know what to do. I'm like, I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry. I apologize. I've ruined everyone's closet of everyone that I know.
I like
It's a
that.
heavy
I
weight.
don't think
but
you have.
You're
I
like Kanye.
I am a lot like
You're
Kanye.
designer, creative. It's just who you are. You know?
I couldn't
I
feel
like
that
it.
anymore.
The D-line Kanye comparison is one that I
That
want to
collab,
get.
that collab would go crazy.
That would be
Oh my God, dude.
absolutely
the
lit.
D-line
I'm ready
Yeezy
for it.
collab.
I'm ready. Kanye, I know you're watching. Like,
Come
The
on,
Kanye
man.
cartoon is gonna be dope, man. Just kind of floating around.
Kanye, if you want to throw us a super chat
yeah.
for a couple bucks, maybe
Or if you want to throw us a like,
milli.
Kanye, we're only
Yeah.
200 away from that 1,000 mark. Where I get
really
to make
wanted
a
to
clown of myself live on the internet.
I really want to see D-Line chug a beer. So you guys have a few more minutes to do that as we get through these super chats from Jacoby. Russ is careful all game to reduce turnovers. Once he gets put into a must-score position, he does. Let's get him going early. Sorry, I could barely see that. I agree. I would love to see Russell Wilson be Russell Wilson earlier in the game. So then we don't, like I said, I don't want to be like on the edge of my seat the whole time. I don't mind. It's kind of fun. It's kind of fun when you end up with a dub at the end.
Yeah.
But like, it's too close for comfort.
I feel like,
I don't like
yes,
it.
it is stressful, but we're one turnover away from losing the game. And last year, I'm not saying he's still the same Russ, but he did have quite a few bonehead turnovers, and I'd much rather have him be careful and then strike when he really needs to than like feeling like he needs to go out there and put up 50 points and really playing with his hair on fire. And then, I think one turnover a game, we're losing games, and I don't want to be in that position.
Yeah, no need to be a hero, except for late in games
when he was a
the
hero.
whole game
Absolute hero.
is riding on your shoulders and you become the hero. Shout out to you, Russ. Ivan Cruz, 12 turnovers in 3 games is insane. Sutton is a star. Russ still has the clutch gene. Todd was preaching about VJ and Court. Yes, he was. There's not a single guy, like no one could ever say that Todd Davis ever doubted VJ or ever doubted Court or Jerry for that matter.
I got to keep
you
it real.
ride with your guys.
But because I've seen it up close and personal. I know like how they operate. And even when you have a low, I know that, just the way you prepare and your attention to detail, like these guys are going to come on the other side of this. So I just got to keep it real. I can't lie to you guys. I may not tell you the truth, but I never tell you a lie.
That's all you need to know. And we can leave on. No, I'm just kidding. Got a few more super chats here. Andrew, Jerry's drops are really holding this team back. Jerry drop rate 1 every 5.7 cashable passes versus rookie year 1 every 5.3.
I mean, they won. Does that count for anything?
I think it is.
They could have won by more. I guess is what he's trying to say.
They could have won by more.
But like, I
mean,
don't know.
Like you're not wrong, but like, come on, that's like a Tuesday chat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got the
We'll
win.
talk about that on Tuesday, maybe Wednesday even. $4.99 from our good the Oso Blanco.
Oh, this is our homie.
Pair character lifting some weights, saying keep it up.
Do you want me to decipher this for you?
Yeah.
So if on YouTube you choose the option to buy a super sticker as opposed to a super comment or a super chat, it will, like, if you were watching on YouTube, it would just like show like a pair character, but our software like has the metadata, so it like describes what the super sticker looks like. So like oftentimes we get things like pair character lifting weights and saying, "Oh yeah," while jumping, whatever. So then it became an ongoing bit where people would make fake super sticker captions. The Oso Blanco,
That's funny.
Ultimate homie, you're the man. Thank you.
Whether you sent a sticker or you faked that one, I don't care either way. That was great. Appreciate you. Jacob Weedle, Broncos are all the way back. Let's also give DJ Jones his flowers. He was living in the backfield on that last drive. And yes, Russ deserves an apology. Jacob, I will not apologize. I don't think anybody needs
not ask Alexis to apologize for goddamn anything.
I actually was one of the very few people in this entire world who wasn't talking shit about Russell Wilson. Like I said, I worked for the team. I couldn't and I didn't want to because I just knew.
I really wanted to, but I couldn't.
No, they wouldn't let me. No. I just saw the bigger issue, which I know we all saw too, but whatever. I just don't think anybody deserves an apology. Like, you saw what you saw. Like, I'm not like, you weren't being gaslit by the Denver Broncos.
No,
like,
they were that bad.
They were bad.
They were that
you were
bad.
not being gaslit. Like, that's okay.
No,
it's okay to like go through the growing pains with this team. We're there, but now they're winning, and that's all that matters.
I said this too. Like, everyone was passing around the VJ apology for him. I'm like, I'm not going to apologize to him. The defense gave up 70 points. If he apologizes to me, then we can start to work towards healing. But I feel like we're healing. We're past it. Like,
Broncos country, going to therapy.
We don't know.
Together.
Neither side owes any side. We were fine. We're moving forward.
I love it. Any thoughts on
nope,
the
I'm
Todd's going to move on. Okay, Marcus Duran. It almost feels like we're forgetting that this is still a new install for both offense and defense. We're forgetting. The fact that we're still in win small phase, 10 games in is crazy. We're still 500 in November.
We're so goddamn back, dude. I love this.
I wonder what jersey you're wearing in that photo. I want to know.
Jokic.
Was that a Jokic? No, but it was like white with like blue on the.
Jokic.
Let us know.
If you wear a tank top, if you wear a jersey that's not Jokic, like, what are you doing?
I don't know. It wasn't a Nuggets jersey, I don't think.
Oh.
Okay, what's up? Okay, Yaya has Rickett Bohr. Very happy with the dub. Run D is still concerning. That's a fact.
Yeah. They'll have a good test this week, though.
Alexander Mattison was he looked like Dalvin Cook out there.
Yeah. He's a good player.
He is a good player.
But he had a fumble, and then
don't break.
Also, Josh Dobbs had a fumble in a running place. I mean, run D was worrisome, but we came with 2 big fumbles in the run D. So overall, not too bad.
Not too bad. Could have been worse.
Could have been worse.
Could have lost. We could have lost. This one's from DeHoy. Let's fucking go.
Let's fucking go.
Love your insight. DNVR is the best. Keep it up. Best coverage. Oh, thanks. Please also, P.S. I'm wasted.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Dude, finally someone who gets
Dude, I feel like that's RK's. Like,
yeah, that was an RK burner.
Was
Absolutely.
that a burner for RK?
Absolutely.
God, he was so.
Shouts to RK for
so
super chatting his own company.
That's so. He would. He actually would do that.
I've done that.
Why not?
I did it one time when I started working here and I got locked out. And the only way they could hear me was if I super chatted and they went to go get me.
I love
What'd
that.
you say? Yeah, here's the man.
It's like.
I was like, I'm locked outside. Please open the door. That was literally the super chat.
You didn't just take the elevator?
We didn't have the elevator yet. It was like back in the day, like 3 years ago. Like, yeah.
Steady elevation over here.
I'm still there. Somebody recently told me what this like upstairs looked like before. Mind blown. Anyways, Andrew, can't wait till Tim Patrick is healthy. Next level.
Oh
Dude,
my God.
You were so right. Imagine Courtland Sutton and Tim Patrick out there. Like, literally, it's like 1A, 1B. Russell Wilson has both options.
You can score a touchdown before the fourth quarter. Oh, my God.
That would be phenomenal.
Marcus is back.
Maybe.
I keep looking at the score and smiling. What a win. Go Broncos. 21-20 does feel
this
good.
thing. This bad boy. 21-20.
Oh, I
what
like
a great
That's
score.
all that matters.
that kind of reminds me of the Circa promo where Todd's like, click this link right here.
It was a joke 100%. They're like, no, do that. I was like, no, I don't really want to do that. They're like, no, let's do it.
And then it got left in.
Let's do it.
We all got burned.
We got to rock with it.
What's up,
I love
Lindsay?
it.
I'm not exaggerating when I say that I would literally die for you, D-Line. Everything you said here spoke to me on the highest
Me and you,
of
Lindsay.
levels.
We're going with Thelma and Louise.
Is this your soulmate?
Lindsay Bebo is the co-host of the Broncos Crush podcast. She is a prominent figure on Broncos Twitter. She's a ride or die homie. I'll die for you too. Let's do it.
This is amazing. I love this. Liam G, all of the Broncos are good.
All the Broncos are good.
I love that statement.
Yes, I love it.
Yeah, you know
This
that
is
too?
an inside joke.
I love all these like Nuggets crossover.
Because all the Nuggets are good. Right?
All the Nuggets are good, but all the Broncos are good. And all the Nuggets are terrible. They were trash tonight. All the Broncos are good, dude.
Whoa. Do not shit talk my Nuggets.
Yeah, you didn't watch
They
the
lost
game.
tonight.
They did lose.
They got flattened.
They were not
They got
playing
by
like
Cleveland,
themselves.
of all people.
Looked a little tired.
They looked very tired. They were in New Orleans the night before, and Tim Conley was in town. We have some theories as to what happened. Tim Conley, their former GM.
Yeah, we know Tim.
Okay.
Gets people crunk.
I've been crunk via Tim Conley, and I didn't have to play against the Cleveland Cavaliers the next night. So
Tim's the most fun. I love
He
his
is so
wife
fun.
Nega too. She's amazing.
I love Tim.
They're a great couple. They're great people. Okay. Aaron McFarland, the biggest change this season. The team believes it can win any game. Love the show, by the way. We love you, Aaron. And yes, the belief this team has
Through the roof.
through the roof.
Yeah, confidence is key. Football is 80% mental, man. If you feel like you could win the game, you'll find a way to win. I think that's what we're playing at right now. I don't know if everybody else is in the same headspace, but definitely the guys that are on the field and making the plays they really believe. You know, they got a good team. They can put together a good run, and, you know, they're headed to the playoffs. I'm going to say it now so it just starts happening. We're
Manifest
headed to the
it.
playoffs. Yep.
Just manifest it. They have a good chance. They have like a 30.8% chance of making the playoffs now.
Oh
with
my
the
God.
current
We
record.
are 4 super chats.
They were, guys,
150 likes away.
keep in mind, if the Broncos lost this game, their chances of making the playoffs would be like 7.8%. They were 18% heading into this game. It would have dropped to 7.8. Now they're like a 30%. Like, I'll take that.
I'll take those odds.
I'll take those
odds.
Keep climbing. I love
Let's
it.
go,
I love
dude.
it. Jacob is telling us that the Russo-meter is like, he's back. He's all the way back. My
the
brother-in-law is a
Russ-pocometer.
diehard Seahawks fan. He texted me and said that Russ is not making mistakes early and he's winning the game late, which is exactly who he's always been. He's all the way back, which is exactly what RK said earlier this week. He said, if anybody's been actually watching Russell Wilson's career unfold, that this is Russell Wilson. He's a flashy game manager, and he's doing just that for the Denver Broncos right now. And that's what we like to see.
Manage
we
me,
like to
baby.
see vintage Russ.
Manage me, baby.
Late. Put that on a shirt. I like it. Manage me, baby. Miguel, Jerry Judy with the fake pass. It worked. Crying emojis all over that.
So hilarious.
Yes. We were sobbing.
That was the most ridiculous moment of my football watching career, and I was delighted.
It worked.
Was that the weirdest moment of the game?
Yes.
That was
Of
just
this
everybody's
game. Yeah.
like, what the hell moment, and it was awesome. Okay, this one is from Karch17. I hope I'm pronouncing that correct. Traveled to DNVR, the tailgate and game for my bro's 21st birthday. Thank you, Broncos, and thank you for an amazing experience. My guy, thank you so much for coming.
I heard the tailgate was
I
lit.
loved it. I know.
I heard it was lit.
Man, the goddamn
So
Nuggets.
sad.
I wanted to be at this tailgate in this game so badly.
Yeah.
I was going to end up on this show by myself. I was going to bring in 2 fans. I was going to bring in 2 fans and just be like, whoever wants to come sit in. Yeah. Imagine if you guys had to listen to me by myself all night. That would have been brutal. I'm sorry.
Oh, my God.
Dude, I'm so glad you were able to make it out. We appreciate you for making the trip. I hope you got some like good snarfs while you were at the tailgate.
Hell yeah,
got some
dude.
Bread Brew. Got to meet the big crew. I know Zach stopped by. I'm sure Hank was out there. RK,
Dude, I love
Allie.
it. The greatest part about the tailgate is like at the moment when Zach and Hank just float in, just make the rounds and
take pictures.
Yeah, they
sign
talk to the little
autographs.
people and they pout them on the head and then they get
Why do I feel like Hank's the guy that would sign a baby with a Sharpie?
Because Hank is a baby.
He would, right? He'd take that Sharpie and be like, put on his forehead.
If you want Hank to sign your newborn baby's head, he'll do it.
He'll do it
I
with
think
a Sharpie.
afterwards he'll say, "Was that a Sharpie?" After he signed the baby.
I love it. Okay, last one. Second to last. Sorry. From Kyle Evans, Denver definitely found a diamond in McMillan. If that ain't the truth.
Yeah. He's playing out of his mind right now. And I love it. He's playing at a very high level.
Beautiful.
It's all about those undrafted guys, man. You can't sleep on a man. You cannot.
If anyone would know, it would be Todd Davis. What's working for McMillan specifically?
He has this confidence that
swagger.
It's hard to find, especially in young guys and slot corners. I think that's one of the toughest positions to play because there's so much field and there's so many different routes they can run out of the slot, man. And it really doesn't matter what they throw at him. He's finding a way to get the ball out, get interceptions. He's making game-changing plays. Whew, that boy is playing some ball right now.
Yes, this is a crew of McMillan fans, no doubt. The last one, I think, here from Jacob Weddle, second to last. Last one to say D-line is my spirit animal. Dude, same. Jake.
Oh, yeah.
Same.
So sorry for your spirit.
I think you'd be a good spirit animal. You're fun. You're vibey.
Yeah.
You're creative.
Well, listen.
I don't want to talk you up too much. Let's move on.
Normally I have the weight of the world on my shoulders, and I'm a terrible coworker. But when I get to vibe out with you, Alexis, and you, Todd Davis, my best friend, as we've mentioned.
Absolutely.
What could be better? After the vibiest Broncos win of my adult life, what could be better?
Man. Okay, last one officially from Desert Bronco, $49.99. Man, thank you so much. He didn't even leave a comment, which is heartbreaking. We wish we could hear from you.
$50.
But we appreciate you dropping us
Desert
50 bones
Bronco,
there.
dude.
I like when I can figure out that if somebody gives us $21, it's for 21 points, or $50 is kind of random.
Yeah.
But man, I love it. It's for the 50 shirts they could buy on Black Friday.
Listen, there's something so truthfully, there's something so special about the DNVR community that people feel compelled to give, that they just feel compelled that they want to be part of this, that they want to contribute to what this is, to keep this going. It's in times that are good, in times that are bad, it's good to know that there are other people that are feeling the same things that you are. And it's good to know that there's something larger than the games that we're watching, that they're meaningful.
Yeah.
It brings incredible people like Todd Davis, like Alexis Perry, to talk about the game and make it feel so special, and so personal. And it's something I'm so proud of, that we've built this together. And I'm so happy that you guys are part of it. And I'm so happy that everybody has rode with us the entire time. The Broncos feel like they are real. And there's no sentence you can say in the city of Denver, Colorado that is more impactful and more meaningful than the idea that the city can rally around the Broncos again. And I'm just tickled, and I'm so excited.
It's a holiday week, and we have nothing but things to be thankful for, especially here in Broncos country. Thankful for Sean Payton. Thankful for Russell Wilson, for this Denver defense, Vance Joseph. So thankful for all of you for always tuning in. If we don't, we will see you guys, especially tomorrow at 11 a.m. But for those who we won't see until next game day, we really appreciate you guys riding with us tonight as the Broncos get a big win, 21-20, climb into second place in the AFC West, take down the hottest team. They become the hottest team. There's nothing better than this win. So ride high all week long, Broncos country. Enjoy it.
Let's ride! Let's go, dude.
For Todd Davis and D-Line, I'm Alexis Perry. We'll see you guys later this week.
We all silly like the mayor.